You are performing this repair at your own risk. We cannot be held responsible for any injuries or damages done to your device while attempting a repair. This video will be demonstrating how to replace the hard drive on the Zune 2nd generation 120GB model. Hard drive failure seems to be the most common issue for both the 80GB and 120GB Zune models. A bad hard drive is usually indicated on your Zune by error 5, as shown on the Zune that we'll be taking apart. In addition, if you put your ear up to the rear of the Zune while it's attempting to boot, you'll hear a distinct clicking noise, and this noise is coming from your hard drive. That's indicative of a bad hard drive. Sometimes the noise is more distinct than others, and you might get E5 for a bad hard drive cable as well. So you want to be sure that you can hear some sort of clicking noise in addition to E5, so that you can confirm the hard drive is what needs to be replaced. So now we'll go ahead and get started on opening up the Zune. We'll set everything aside except for our case opener tool. We also want the device off, so we'll reset it by holding the back button and the top of the touchpad for about 5 seconds and putting our device on hold. Because it's in an error state, it won't allow you to turn it off by holding the play button as usual. Now there are a number of clips that are holding the back metal plate to the front panel. Here's a look at those on the inside and their locations. So we're going to start at the top near the plastic piece and wedge our tool in there to release 2 small clips. And then we're going to slide it to the right, and in each location where there's a clip, you want to bend outward with the tool to release those clips. We want to do this for 1/2 of the Zune, and once we released all the clips on the 1/2, we'll be able to remove that back case. So now we can remove that back panel, and you can see the hard drive with the 2 rubber stoppers along the edges. Now there's a few pieces of tape that are covering the hard drive and holding it in place. So we'll use our case opener tool. Just lift these to the side. And this one you want to be careful with. This one is attached to the hard drive cable, and it also wraps underneath and is adhered to the underside of the hard drive. Now you want to be extremely careful with the hard drive cable. You don't want to bend it into the black clip that is right on the outside of it, because you could damage the hard drive cable, and you could end up having to replace that as well. So we're going to peel this tape back so that it's no longer touching the hard drive cable, and now we have a latch that we need to undo. So we'll use our case opener tool to wedge it just below the black latch, and then we'll lift it upwards in the vertical direction. So now the tension is released and the cable is able to be removed. So the tape is still connected to the hard drive, but as long as it's no longer adhered to the cable, you should be in a good position and just be able to remove it like so. So now we'll want to remove this protective tape from our old hard drive so that we can adhere it to our new one. Here's our replacement. We'll re-adhere the piece of tape, and now we're going to do exactly the opposite. We're going to insert the cable into the new hard drive and then flip the latch back down into its horizontal position. Now again, you want to be extremely careful not to push the hard drive cable into the black clip just behind it. So now we'll reapply the piece of tape to the back of the hard drive. Don't push too hard, you don't want to warp the drive. And we'll put the other 2 pieces of tape back in their position, and now we're ready to close up the Zune. Now the most important thing when putting the back plate on is to make sure that the hold switch on the actual metal backing is in the same position as the hold switch on the assembly. So now we'll first put one side on so that it's flush, and then we'll take our case opener tool and kind of push in on each of the individual clips one at a time on the opposite side. Once we finished up with that, what we'll do is go around the Zune once more to make sure that the back case is flush all around and all the clips are intact. So there is one final step, and Zune software will actually do all the work. So these drives are brand new, they don't have the Zune software on them, they're unformatted. So what you have to do is power on your Zune, plug it into the computer, and then as soon as it's ready, it'll ask you if you want to download the latest software update, and you'll press accept and it'll automatically install the Zune software onto your Zune hard drive. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or contact us through our website, gadgetmenders.com, where you'll also find a full line of parts and toolkits for the iPod, iPhone, iPad, and Zune. Thanks for watching.